Yeah, the forest and farm facility is an initiative. It is not a project.
Okay.
This forest and farm facility program has given us a very good opportunity, whereby now we are part of the ANR working group. That is the where policy issues has been discussed. It has moved farmer organizations, farmers in general. Before the Triple F, farmers were not part of that ANR working group. And at some point, we do go around with them at regional level. And still through this program, we are part of the Regional Task Force Committee, where they call it TAG. Before, at regional levels also, you know, the ANR working group is at national level. Then at regional level, you have these tags. Before, farmers are not part of this TAG committee, that's the Technical Advisory Committee at regional level. Now farmers are part of. All this is through Triple F, through the programs that we had Triple F. About 9 groups have benefited in it, ranging from poultry production, horticulture, name them. We have various of programs that our members have gone in. On the other aspect also, it has built our capacity. We had series of capacity building trainings, proposal writing. In most of the time, you know, institutions, you know, you need to write proposals so that you can have funding. It has built our capacity at that level. At international level also, we have started negotiating with other forest producer and farmer-based organizations. National Farmers Platform at national level, but this starts at village levels. We have our committees at village levels, at district level or ward and district level. We have various farming communities come together and form the platform. For example, livestock, horticulture, rice farmers, maize growers, you know, comes together and form the platform at district level. From there, you have the regional as the coordinating level at regional level. Then you have the national one that looks at issues around farmers and on indeed policy makers, issues that are related to farmers. But this is one of the best projects. So let me just put it as a project. One of the best projects that we had ever got. Because one, as I said, the matching grant, the small grant, this is the first time of my knowing where farmer-based organizations, especially CBOs at grassroots level, will be given fund and manage it at their own level. 9 groups has been identified throughout the country, and this is through the support of the Triple F. Outside of that, at national level, we had signed this LOA, that's letter of agreement with FAO, try to implement some of the programs, of which one of the key things, one of the biggest achievement that the Triple F or Farmers Platform has through the support of this Triple F is the transfer of community forests to the local people. About 77, if you can just heard of it at the meeting, 77 community forests has been transferred. This has been an issue of over almost 10 years, transferring forest or community, which was somehow difficult. Thanks to the President of the Republic of the Gambia, under his leadership, because it is government that has recognized that it is part of the forest policy that certain amount of hectares of land needs to be allocated to community as community foresters. The government of the Gambia accepted it and still thanks FAO for the support that they are giving to farmer-based organizations. The ANR policy is rolling out, but with the support of FAO, farmers will be engaged in discussing policies starting from district, regional up to national. Though I'm not saying the last policy farmers were not involved as such, but this one will be more participatory, where farmers themselves will sit and discuss at their own level their issues surrounding the ANR, that is the agriculture and natural resource policies, where issues will be discussed at their level. And this would be given to the national consultant that will be hired by Ministry of Agriculture, the main consultant that would compile the ANR policy. There are other challenges, as I said, capacity is another thing. At farmer-based organizations also, you know, we have our different offices or different secretariats funding to keep that offices running. is a challenge. Even space to build our offices also is another challenge. We had series of programs of which these are national coverage programs. Even mobility of going around are challenges. Down to farmer level, as I said, still you have some other areas where, Gambia, we depend on rice. Still the issue of salt intrusion in the rice field is a key thing, of which farmers still, these are issues that are. And the other aspect of it is the processing aspect. Presently, as we are in URR, you have these mango trees now, processing them into juice or whatsoever is another challenge. Though Triple F have tried in this area very well. Last year we were able to train about 120 women on forest products, this range of different types of forest products. So now this year also, possibly in a week or two, if we sign the LOA with FAO, we'll still continue on that aspect of food processing. Agro processing is part of our priorities. Yeah. FAO, which is the key funder to most of the farmer-based organizations in respect of farming and forest program. We thank them very much. Especially they are now engaging also, involving in us in most of their programs. That's what we are after. If you look at other programs, these are key challenges to us, saying if you have things for farmers, go through these farmer-based organizations because these structures are there. Otherwise, projects would come for 3 years and they go out. Still, these structures would be here. Farmers Platform has been established since 1996, 1997. But we had so many projects that are gone. If they can link these projects to farmer-based organizations for sustainable purposes. Otherwise, projects would go, and we are seeing at some point also, projects would go into other areas, try to establish CBOs, try to establish farmer groups. When the project is phased out, these groups are not viable any longer. That would be our advice to some of the projects that we have in the country. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Actually, if you look into Triple F is focusing on 3 pillars in the Gambia. The first pillar is where we support forest and farm producer groups to access market opportunities and also to be involved in policy dialogue. That's our first pillar of support. Our second pillar is where we support government cross-sectoral coordination in terms of agriculture and natural resource management. And our third pillar is actually supporting farmers so that their voice can be heard both nationally and internationally. So basically those are our 3 pillars of support to the Gambia. Conducted a midterm review of our programs in the Gambia, and of course the results showed us that the process is being appreciated by government because now stakeholders are coming together to discuss on agriculture and natural resource issues together with farmers and other stakeholders, which has not been happening the last years before Triple F. And of course one of the biggest success is ensuring that communities own forests. And of course that has been successfully achieved through government's leadership role in the whole process. During the course of last year, we have handed over 77 community forest areas to the local population under the leadership of government. So that's very impressive, really. And we are also supporting producer groups with small grants so that they can work on key activities for the groups, so that they can access market opportunities and also be involved in policy issues. We have disbursed last year $70,000 to 9 groups across the country, and most of those groups are basically focusing on forest and farm activities, and 90% of those beneficiaries are women groups. We had also supported government last year of almost around $50,000 to be able to support government cross-sectoral coordination on agriculture and natural resource management. And of course, we also supported the National Farmers Platform last year of over $65,000 to $70,000 to be able to support the apex bodies functioning in order for them to serve their members at local level. And those are some of our cost areas we've been actually supporting government and supporting farmers also. We also have a communication concept where we gave funding to the National Environment Agency to be able to document the impact of this multi-stakeholder platform. So all those documentations have shown us that, of course, we are on the right track to achieve our vision which is of course to support producer groups for markets, for policy engagement, and of course strengthen government cross-sectoral coordination.
When you talk of forest and farm facility, it's very important to not only the Department of Forestry, but to all the sectors that have a stake in it, because it has to do with policy dialogue. It has to do with linking producer organizations to local and international markets, and so many other things, just to name a few. On the side of the Department of Forestry, of course, it benefits us a lot, because when we talk of forest and farm, it's the same farmer who is managing this forest and at the same time managing the farmland. But over the years, what used to happen, this farmer who is managing the forest and the land give more priority to the farmland, which, as you are aware, is causing a lot of trouble to our forest cover. Because in 2009, 2010, FAO supported the National Forest Assessment, and the report shows that we are losing almost 100,000 hectares within a period of 10 years. And a greater percentage of that is going into farmland. So as you can see, farmers are focusing more on farmland than the forest cover. But then this facility came to address that gap, so that creating the awareness so that the farmer who is on the farmland to be conscious of the forest near him. Instead of going into extension, now we are advocating for intensifying their productivity. And definitely this is paying dividends. The facility also supports a lot of activities on the side of the Department of Forestry. First of all, it helps popularize the forest policy. The forest policy was approved in 2010. It's 2010-2019. It was lying down there, but then when the facility came up, the policy was rolled out to all the regions. There were a lot of sensitization that was done at regional level, at district level, creating awareness on the forest policy. That's one benefit. The other benefit, the facility also provided training on the core group. When we talk about the core group, it has something to do with the designation process. That is the transfer of forest land ownership and management from state to community ownership and management. That comprises of a lot of stakeholders. Among them includes the Department of Lands and Service, the Ministry of Justice, the Department of Forestry, the Gambia Public and Printing Authority, Gambia Radio and Television Services. So all those are stakeholders that has a role to play in transferring that forest land from state ownership to community ownership. So the core group was somehow dormant, but when the facility came, it reactivated the core group. It was reconstituted and a kind of a training was also organized. After the training, that motivated the core group to facilitate the transfer of ownership from state-owned to community-owned of about 77 community forests, which was a very big achievement that has never happened in the history of this country. That was one benefit. Also, we benefited from the facility because in our setup, we have a survey section which was also dormant. But then when the facility came, we tried to reactivate this section, provide some training for the field staff, for the staffs who are there, to carry out some survey activities using the GIS system. And they were able to carry out a lot of survey after that training. The facility also supported the resurveying of 50 community forests.
I'm Kaniman Kamara. I am the National Facilitator for Forest and Farm Facility of the Gambia. I work with National Farmers Platform for producer groups, and I also work with the National Environment Agency in terms of strengthening government cross-sectoral coordination on agriculture and natural resource management. We have introduced these new techniques so that the dependency on wood could be reduced alongside the income earning capacity of the women, and other community forestry committees will be increased. Basically, we are conducting these trainings in 2 sites. This is the first site, which is geared towards participants of LRR. We have participants coming from Sutukung, from Bureng, Jasong, Jabisa in terms of Jara. And in the Kiangs, we have participants from Manduar, from Bateling, and of course from Jasobo itself. The idea behind this, as I mentioned, is to increase the earning capacity of the women. We have hired trainers from the Gambia. Initially, we used to be hiring trainers from Guinea-Conakry during the project phase of WAME, which is West Africa Mangrove Initiative. But now we have trained Gambians. We are using these trained Gambians to multiply the concept in other areas.
So, ko bondo ni ay nafa sotole akajoko adoko ni soneatale abata talat abata doyata andi soto be jemen tariya ko stiloto be ko men bondila ibaje la ko wala siyata ni ka fajindiro ni ko be dimbala tala ya fajindi wakata mo tala bar min ti wotile e si boto do kula o boto kilinin to so ibaje la ko wala ko sona anda mam bata jamani ninka
ñing ko do ko ñing ay folta jamal bon diankon ay blot atlekak aka nyami ni sama nak modol kam aka jiman ko di dol la ka men do ko dimba ban ne aja mol nata kata fon nata nyim forest community forest nata kata no fo enji dolen tol mako do fo ka do ko nyinki sa yele selo on dolen sa do ko no bi ka je mola nka ko do ko mi ka dimbata ban ni ga nyinke musole ko tabola le abakan ale dimba go ni kan aboyti aman son fen na fo dimba sa dimba je annun nata nyin do ko nyin tene masana jamme buta buram nte mo tumandin sedi ki anja so
so mota xorom wer bu yaram because am na iodine te iodine ku nek xam na ne so manké iodine sa yaram rek am nga jox nga sa bop problème mota ñu den def ba ko to jom nak mom du kané rek la dé train de ndax da dé train cdm da dé train jami mango da dé train wonjo da dé train bobo juice.
About 50 management plans again. So all those funding have been provided by the facility. So you see to read that actually the facility has come to complement our efforts, give us the moral and the financial support to carry out with our activities.
This program converted about 20 leaders from various regions, namely LRR, North Bank, CRR North, CRR South, URR, West Coast region. The essence of this workshop is for the leaders of these various farmer-based groups, being it foresters, farmer organizations, so that they know their stand as leaders, know the role that they should play in terms of managing their organizations, in terms of lobbying, in terms of policy advocacy. In a nutshell, we'll be here for 2 days. The trainers are from NACO and other institutions. You have some female farmers also who are leaders of various community organizations. Out of the 20, we had about 6 women farmers who are also participating in this program. Essentially, and after these 2 days also, we'll have another 3 days for members of the various farmer-based organizations within the region. This program also targeted, it's not only these 20 are coming from the community-based organizations, but equally national apex organizations, one like the Rice Farmer Association, the Foundation of Fish Farmers Aquaculture Association, you have Gilma Small Ruminant, you have All Forestry Platform. All these associations, heads, or their representatives are also part of this program.
Man may Omar Nget, maa ngi jógee ko North Bank, Sabax Sanjal district dëkk bu ñoo wax Mbapa Mariga. Ñëw naa fii ci Pagal Nding ci training ni Farmers Platform ak 3F. Training bi nag am nañ ci kontaante bu baax a baax parce que training bi niñ ko gisee dina am yokkute ci ñun ba pare dina am sincèrement bu rëy bu mu def ci suñ kafoo yi ndax training bi niñ ko gisee mooy teq-teq yi ñu amoon ci suñ kafoo yi ci training bi dina ko wecc ci teq-teq yooyu yëpp training bi mun na koo saafara moo tax training bi am nañ yaakaar ci training bi bu baax am nañ ci kontaante bu baax a baax ci training bi ndax amoon nañ jafe-jafe yoo xam ne ñu ngi doon xuus ak moom ci suñ kafoo yi bi training bi amee téexa yooyu suñ delluwaatee dinañ mën a wecci suñ kafoo yi ba mu dox ni mu war a doxee jafe-jafe yooyu yàlla saafara ko
ñenti reden kono ngana faaje je baake ɓayren tol mo mollatin tol mo senala latin na baluɓe den din senol la ɗum seno ɗi sene ñagbulolu men no fentita ana fa wara tan kam ɓayren koman ɗon tol ka sene ñaali men ni ke sembolu batata sotoɓo ka keno par bi alal lañino kan yesseno ke dinañin kammala ngayen karandiri ken ɗo men soko jen si soto ke je nte batala nde ñin karandiro ana fa wara tan fe baake ɓayren mona saabu momoronde ni ko ye fanno ikonole ñanta faala ni konote farin ite fanno la oto men dentanne senola bundala men sinna baluwo sonoyandi ñinterene ngana faaje baake nga tenturoni jeyro keje na fama platform la ñaton ko men kata alaji basem bojiti kata ba kata ngala kato kola ni aja ta fanambe kato kenola president way kato men sambagne nan banko ka
no meeting bi is very fruitful parce que li dafa ful moy bu ñu jàngal naka la ñu bindee proposals parce que am proposals bari yoo xam ne ñu ko amuñu ko am because ni ñu ko bindee baaxut waaye fu mu nekk nii jàngal nañu li nga xam ne noonu la war a bindee proposals bu la ni am naa yaakaar ne suñu amate benn proposal writing xëy na ñu koy feet lu bëri parce que tey suñ ñoo ñëwee nii am nañ xam-xam bu doy boo xam ne dinañ ko mën a use pour mën a raaj suñu autre proposals na ko fàkk nag mu ngay def liggéey bu baax parce que fu nekk li ñu soxla ci ñoom mooy ñoom ñoo responsable pharmacie lu mun a am rek ñoom ñun ñoom la ñoo dem boo si nekk ko fàkk mooy di central core of the pharmacy ñoom lu ne yoo xam ne doo si ñoom la ñoo dem so ñoom ñooy seet pharmacie yi nga xam ne ñoo war a yelloo lu ne ñu ngi tase la koy dem si jox ko ñoom waaye ñoom ñooy suñu plainte na ko fàkk lu nekk foofu la war a nekk so ñun suñu fekkee am nañ loo xam ne mu ngi dem ci pharmacie ñoom ñoo ñu ko war a jox waaye ñun waru ñëw dem any other place boo xam ne fa na ko xam.
National Farmer Platform and NACOFA have mobilized groups that are affiliated to them with a view to train them on project proposal writing, simple management techniques, and how to lobby for funds. This is a 2-day training that I'm conducting, and members were drawn from various groups, and the outcome of this training will be how those members write their good proposals, lobby donors, how do we change their strategies, and how do we exchange information in terms of email networking, telephone conversation, in terms of what is available, what is not available, how do we lobby funds, how do we formulate good project proposals with a view to supporting our groups so that at least our groups can get funding, our capacities can be built, and our economic activities can be improved. We have the view that it will build people's capacity, it will change their practice in the way they write their project proposals, it will also avail them with the requisite knowledge and skills. It will help them greatly to formulate good project proposals that can attract donor appreciation and support.